Welcome gamers! Today we're going to take a look at a classic arcade off-road racing game called Off-Road Challenge. So this one was developed and published to arcades by Midway back in 1997 and is thought to be an extension of the original Off-Road series. And what I mean by that is that it's considered to be a sequel to Iron Man Stewarts' arcade classic Super Off-Road from back in 1989. So, for starters, the game features 4 playable vehicles, including 3 trucks and a dune buggy. And just like in Super Off-Road, the game features nitro boosts, and players can also upgrade their vehicles between rounds. Now, most of the tracks pretty much consist of desert dirt tracks, though there is some snow in one stage, and there are a few points where you're actually racing on the street. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the actual gameplay. So to be perfectly honest, this wasn't the best racing game. In fact, the controls were horrible, with vehicles always either over or under steering, and it was pretty bad. It was fun to play because it was fast paced, but at the same time, it was like you didn't have enough control over your vehicle. I did not like that, and this game got, a lot of people didn't care for it for that reason. Now, even emulating this game in MAME, I found it really tricky to get the controls right. I was able to smooth it out a little bit, but not completely. And so you do slide, and that would be expected, right? Because these are dirt tracks. You're supposed to slide, and there is mud, which I'm driving through mud right now. But the steering was just not good in this game. Now, the game does have some power-ups, including treasure chests, which increase your bankroll to help pay for additional upgrades at the end of the round. And there's also helmets that give you the added advantage of not losing speed after collisions with opponents. And you can also pick up nitros throughout each race, although it can be really tricky to try to pick them up because you can only steer so far. And a lot of times you really can't see what's ahead of you because you have hills in front of you. Though there are some obstacles in the game too. It's not all just dirt tracks, hills, and streets. There are some obstacles. You may have noticed that there was a train in that last track. Some of the more notable objects in the game are tractors, fixed position barriers, there's wagon carts, large trees, those trains. There's also jumps in the game, and you can catch some serious air, which also gives your vehicle a slight boost, it seems. But I also found it really hard to control your vehicles during landings, so that part I didn't care for. Now, a few years later, Midway came out with another off-road racing game in the arcades, and that was called Off-Road Thunder. That game was awesome, and it was actually really popular, and I actually did several videos of it a few years back, and man, we've got a lot of views in those videos. People really like that game. And it was very similar to this. The style of gameplay was very similar, but you not only had dirt tracks, you also had arenas in that game. And I did some videos of it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link below in the description to a couple of them so you guys can check those out. So anyways, that is Off-Road Challenge. A lot of fun to play. This was a really cool arcade classic. It was super challenging because, like I said, the steering wasn't the best, but it was fast paced. And I did like the graphics in it for the time. They were pretty decent, you know. And there was a port of this game for the Nintendo 64. It actually did have that version when it first came out. The graphics were dumbed down a little bit. The controls were really stiff in that game. They were actually worse than this. They're actually worse than the arcade version. And I don't know. It was okay. Like I said, the graphics were really dumbed down. It was pretty much just fast paced, but it wasn't the greatest game. I prefer the arcade version over the console versions that came out later on. So anyways, that is Off-Road Challenge. Be sure to give a thumbs up if you like the video, and maybe consider subscribing to stay up to date with our latest videos. And if you get a chance, I will put links below in the description to a couple of the videos from Off-Road Thunders. You guys can also check that out. Many thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and tune out at this point, but I'm going to continue to play through the game. And until next time, take care.
Ready? Set. Go! Let's start.
You placed 7th. Let's race again. Welcome to the top 10. Beef up your truck. Choose a track.
Ready? Set. Go! Let's start.
Welcome to the top 10.